we go hard. Israel, we
You
go
can do your own
hard.
thing, but you can't go hard. It's us.
Israel, we go hard. Israel.
What's up, guys? Coming to you live from True Fire Studios. We are Solution Speak. I am your host, Nishamia, a quote Nishamia.
Not
Rewind.
you said
Rewind. A quote Nishamia, okay?
Hey, I'm your boy, Akia Tilio.
Tilly with the Billy.
Aye, bro. I'm gonna get you canceled.
All right, guys. So our topic for today is going to be responsibility.
No, it's more than that. See, what I was thinking about today, when I was thinking about the subject, it was responsibility for your own future. That gives it because there's a wide range of what responsibility means and and what those are my words today. It's crazy, and what it pertains to and in what regard. So. And responsibility for your own future. It's like you can't be waiting around for nobody. It's not your parents. It's not it's not the community. It's not school. It's not the army. It's not uni. You're responsible for your own future, and you have to basically orient your life like you are responsible for your own future.
True.
Now, I'm sure you just did the whole definition of responsibility.
Right. That's actually smart. Responsibility.
So, Nishamia, please. Tell our 5 listeners the definition of responsibility.
According to Oxford Dictionary.
I'm done with Oxford, fam.
Oxford was so rough.
Oxford was rough last time. He was giving tough examples and stuff.
So, for those who may or may not know, responsibility is a noun, okay? Now, definition number 1, the state or fact of having a duty to deal with something or of having control over someone. How you say? Definition number 2, the state or fact of being accountable or to blame for something. I just want to highlight accountable, okay? Accountability is everything. It just goes hand in hand, exactly. So I have a question for you to start out our podcast, okay?
Not you with the questions.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay.
So,
how have you been a leader in your past?
In my past?
Yes. Like a leader... Like a leader of your future, but in the past. How? Like...
I think back when I was 15, 16. More 16 than 15. I was trying to figure out how can I make future me proud in a way. So it was kind of I have to do things now to make myself, and I want to in the future be proud of myself from the past. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's making my childhood self happy. And so the things I did was go out, get jobs, and just build my experience reputation. So no matter what happens, I always have experience and the ability to just do all kinds of things. The situation we was in Israel, you don't know, even now, they still don't know what's going on. So my best advantage against that was I'll be very skilled in a wide range of things, whether it's construction, whether it's tech, whether it's computers, and whether it's cooking and
real estate.
Just whatever it is, I can choose any field to get into and go, I can do something in this. I think being a leader though, I think in terms of my friend group, I think people, they look up to me in terms of business stuff. Whenever there's a business opportunity or business idea, I think if not the first, I'm one of the first that people and my peers, my boys, let's say my boys, that's it, people.
Speaking for yourself.
Exactly, speak for myself. But I know my boys will come to me oh, today I have this idea, this and the other, what you think? So I think in that regard, then I am a leader. I'm a leader in a couple of bad stuff, but for the more positive things, yeah, I think I've been a leader in terms of being that person people could come to for business or just consultation in a way.
You've been this way since you were younger in a sense.
Not really. I think it's the past years. In terms of just knowing stuff, I think I've always known a lot of stuff. I've always liked to read and stuff like that. But in the more recent years, then I've
gotten more serious about
yeah,
it.
in terms of like a specific niche. Like my friends ask me, that's about real estate, that's about tech, marketing. Like I do marketing for a bunch of people, and most people like come up to me like, oh yeah, CDL, can you tell us about this? Or people's like small businesses ideas, like, hey, what you think about this? So I'm the person that they come to because I guess they take my advice as, I wouldn't lie to you. That's my thing. I don't have a reason to lie to you. So I tell you like, this is a good idea, this is a bad idea, or this is a bad idea. This is how you turn into a good idea. Because I don't think anything is like really a bad idea. I think it's like the way you approach it.
Right. Because everything could be sugar-coated and pretty.
Exactly, because you can have a $1 billion idea and go about it so wrong, and then it's like...
And then somebody else take the idea and it blow up. And
exactly.
Like, wow, that was...
And people like, oh, that was a dumb idea.
Was it?
Some of the dumbest ideas turn out to be some of the smartest things to be invented.
Facts.
I promise you.
Facts. Next question.
Oh, I'm gonna say you reverse it. Uno reverse, bro.
You talking about Uno reverse?
Uno reverse. My family Uno.
Well, to be honest, in the past, I think I've always been ahead of the game. I know
Ahead of the game.
that sounds funny, but like
the whole game.
No, let me.
Not even part of the game. The whole game.
No, because I feel like as a child, I would always had like a mature mindset, and that was only because of like how we were raised and stuff like that. So I feel like I took stuff pretty serious.
You take too much to fam. When I was just joking around the rest of my life, you was taking life so serious.
Yeah, and
oh my
so like
gosh.
It's like I always knew what I wanted in a way, and I knew what I didn't want. And if it was something kind of wishy-washy, I figured it out. But I was never the type that like sit and wait for the world to happen. Like I have to always have something I could just keep on and hold on to keep me busy.
When did you know you wanted to be a teacher? I never asked you this. I still don't know this.
Well, some years ago we had this class with Mora Odelia. May her soul rest in peace. She was asking around like, what did everybody want it to be? And surprisingly, not everybody really knew what they wanted to be. Really,
a lot of people don't know. Fam.
That's kind of sad. But anyways, I said a journalist. And like journalist ties into being a teacher, really. Like from like in my brain, it ties to being a teacher. And so because me, like I've always been into like English, like into writing and stuff like that, literature. And so at first I was gonna jump into the field of literature, but then I'm like, I don't think so, right?
What discouraged you from going into like majoring in like literature?
Journalist. Well, really, like I do literature every day. Like
no, but I'm saying like you have doing literature, then you have like a literature major where like you dissect or guys from like Freud or Dostoevsky or.
I mean, I feel like I don't have to go to school to like I didn't feel like I needed to go to school to dive in that field, and plus like it didn't really like interest me in that way where I would spend a lifetime, like I would spend a lot of time teaching that or whatever. And plus that's really, when you think about it, literature is really not that popular in schools except in like certain places around the world, because it's really not that, like you don't learn a lot of literature here in Kenya like that.
But doesn't it? I think for me, like literature that interested me, was like your Robert Frost.
Yeah, that was interesting.
But I also realized there's like different types of literature. So
Yeah.
like, there's African literature, there's European literature, there's Asian literature, there's English literature, there's American, Latin American.
I took a course in it though.
So like when I don't know, I think if I was to do anything in like in that sphere, I think literature would be it.
Literature is very interesting.
It's so wide, from like short stories to, you have guys that like you trying to dissect somebody like Sigmund Freud or somebody like Carl Jung, where it's like, what the heck? Like, how did they come up with this?
It's so funny because like when we was in middle school. When we was in middle school, we had a teacher, and like the way he taught it was so interesting to me. Like you learned about the writer, and based upon the writer, you like kind of got him in a way, because like his history. It's like you know who he is in a way. And then when you read his writing or even like dissect it into different sections or whatsoever, you get it because it's like I see what like you learned about what time was he writing, kind of like the time, not I want to say time zone, but like you know
I get what you're saying, like the era.
Yeah, what era
Wow.
what era it was in, like the Harlem Renaissance. A lot of like black literature poets, whatever.
Literally.
They were like they were creating poems and stuff that was based upon that time period. And like you kind of got it in a way.
I think literature brings like when you hear people's stories about,
it's like a story. Literature
no, but like,
is a story.
when you hear people's stories about, like, let's say like the Holocaust, and or like let's say even like Auschwitz, or even going to like Siberia, where like it was Russian. It was, I forgot what it's called.
Poland.
No.
Poland
But basically, Russia was just sending people to this place called the Gulag.
Oh,
and
I remember.
they have this guy. He wrote a book called the Gulag Archipelago. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a good book because he gives you an insight on his place and how people felt and like his experiences in his one place. It goes like, oh my god, like. You feel like you there.
I love books
like
that.
You reading it, and it's a hard read also. So it's not like I have to go look up words, come back.
I used to do that so much.
Realize how dumb I was, read it again, but then I see the word again. I'm like, aha, I know what you mean now.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Like you read these kind of books, and it's, I don't know, it does something. It makes you look at life so differently, and I love books like that. And, like, that's something that literature did for me, like, even in high school when we was doing...
He gave you a different point of view,
Frost,
really.
Because you're like, oh, slavery was bad. When somebody's telling you, like, they had to hide their poems and they had to, like, do all these crazy things. And it was only after they died that all of this stuff got discovered.
That was crazy.
It's like, yo,
that's
crazy. Times was tough out there.
It's like being a literature, like being a poet. It's like after you die, then you get the most recognition.
Somebody find your stuff.
Yeah, like that's so weird. But anyways, I decided to be a teacher because journalism was just not it. And I'm not saying that to like rain on nobody else, but like nowadays journalism, it's like anybody can do it. It's not even as special as it was before.
Also, there's such a controlled narrative around it.
Yeah.
So like, if you're a journalist and like, let's say you're a journalist and you work for me, you have to print.
You have to do exactly what you say.
What I want you to print.
Yeah. It's
based on a narrative also. So like, if I tell you about like Israel and like different Muslim countries, if I'm pro-Israel, you only write in pro-Israel stuff. And if I'm pro-Muslim, you only write in pro-Muslim stuff. So like, there's like, you're a journalist, but you're not really a journalist because you can't.
You're not fulfilling the purpose that you set out at the beginning when that was the whole reason why you wanted to be a journalist.
I think somebody told me journalism is like the pursuit of the truth, regardless of what's going on.
That's how it's supposed to be. But nowadays, everybody is being controlled. Like the whole media thing is just a way to control the people. How do you think Hitler got all those people to turn on the Jews? They used the media to control people's minds. And it's like if somebody telling you every day, this person is bad, this person is the reason why your nation is falling, this, you gonna start believing it. And the media is
black people.
It's so strong. Like media is
same
crazy.
thing they did to black people, fam. Like they just tell white people like, oh yeah, this black guy's gonna break into your house and do all this stuff, and you should be afraid of black men and all this stuff.
Yeah, and I don't feel like not all journalism is wrong, but like in bad. But it's hard, and then like it's not as exciting as it was before. Like my mom have a bachelor's degrees in journalism, and then like back then it was so much like better.
It was different.
What's
your other question?
And that's what got me excited.
What's your other question?
Now you made me forget.
Oh, nah, I made you forget. I hate when people just blame them for getting or somebody else. Bro.
Okay, we already talked about who influenced you to take on responsibility already. We already know that.
No, my question in terms of responsibility is, what are you doing? Like, okay, I'm asking you now.
Okay.
What are you doing to pursue that goal of your future and it being your responsibility? Like, how do you live your life in orientation? I think that's how you say that, to that.
Well, to be honest, every day, I once read this quote or like this saying that there was like every day, like at the end of the day, if you was dying, like what they say, if you was to die tomorrow, would you be proud of what you did the day before, or would you be happy of the things that you did the day before? Something like that, something of that sort. But like I live every day. Like, my life, every day, I do something that makes me happy and something that makes me feel fulfilled and like I'm making a difference in somebody's life, because to me, that's joy. To me, personally, that's joy. Doing something that changed somebody's lives and something that bettered the world. Like, that's something that I truly, like, hold real close to my heart. And that's really it for me. Like, you know?
Do you think that pursuit of something happy can get in the way of you? Like you trying to make yourself happy.
No, I understand that happiness is not. It's not something that. It's not something consistent, because your day could be ruined by something.
That's what I was gonna ask you. I was like, what happens when you just having a really crap day?
Like
you're trying to phantom be happy.
Like personally, I feel like. And every day there's something good. No matter how rough your day was. Like, you woke up this morning, that's something good. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. That's just me.
006.
Why you that?
I don't want to name drop her or nothing like that. But she told me about this thing called it's like mindfulness. And she told me like one day, go to your office. Like when you're at the office, just go outside. And, like, take notice of everything you don't take notice of. The sun, the clouds, the trees,
yeah, you got stuff to be thankful for. People just...
And she was like, just focus and just, like, try to appreciate what's around you right now. Because, like, I was always talking about what I need for, like, next week, what I need to do tomorrow. And she was like, do you ever just take time to appreciate what you've done last week?
And what you have already.
So you can have that today. And I was like, no, because I'm always thinking about tomorrow, next week. And she's like, yeah.
Sometimes you have to slow down.
She's like, yeah.
Really
that's really what she said. She's like, you know, yesterday, you need to just slow down and just appreciate and, like, be mindful of the things that are in the now. Like, even when you go outside and you just take a little, like, walk through the garden or take a walk through, like, Carrera Forest, all you do is just take notice of what's there right now. Not what could be, not what was, what should be or shouldn't be. Just what is now.
What it is.
And how can I find appreciation in the now. I think that's, like, one of the realest... You know, I do believe every relationship or friendship that you get into...
You learn something
There's something that you can take away from that person that makes it worthwhile. That's why I don't really regret a lot.
I don't regret
like,
nothing.
Even some of, like, my worst experiences, I've been like, oh, wow.
I know what not to look for.
That's a lesson I had no idea I needed to learn. And now I know it.
Yep.
It's like, I don't hold, like, even in regards to her, I don't have nothing against her. Because it's like, what she taught me, she got me meditating in the morning. This is like, all, like, these are meditating and journaling. It's two things. And doing the whole stretching thing, the whole yoga thing. All this is just like 3 essential things in my life now that I just got from this one person. Just from her. And it's like, wow, fam.
That's
like,
how I'll be trying to tell you. It's good in everything. It's a mindset. It's all a mindset. If you choose to be like, just because you broke up with a girl, like you broke up with a few people, your relationships didn't go right, whether that's family, friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. If you choose to walk away from all of that and be like, man, I ain't got no good relationship with nobody. Like, if you choose to be so pessimistic and not looking on the bright side of things, because you can learn something from anyone and anything, you just have to look on the bright side, man. Because that's the way of life. Because life is not always easy. Trust me.
You really do. But like, I think in regards to whole in regards to responsibility for like your own future, I think protecting yourself emotionally and spiritually,
mental health,
is also something good. Because like people talk about, oh, I'm responsible for my future. Like, all they focus on, like, the money aspect of it. That I got to get this money. But then it's like, where are you like, somebody asked me the other day, how do you feel? It was that what's Dom Dio's wife? I keep forgetting it. Haramia.
Shout out.
She's asked me, I said, how do you feel? She's like, I don't know, man. Life is rough, and I'm going through it. And I'm trying my best to stay positive. But that's my thing. Like when things get bad, I just be like,
man, go straight to the negative.
I've been trying so hard
Train
recently to
yourself.
just trying to like stay positive, stay positive, stay positive. Glass half full. This can be way worse, but it's not. So in a way, it's better. Like that's my thing. If it's not, it can be way worse. So since it's not way worse, it's it's clearly it's better.
It's good enough.
Exactly. But like when she asked me, I was like, man, I'm so tired, man.
You just work. I
just been working. I'm just so tired. I'm just like, bro, I need a break. But I don't want a break because I know all the responsibility I have. And like when I was thinking about that more, I was like, no, yeah, Celia, you have to be responsible for your own self first. Mm-hmm. So like, I need that break. Mm-hmm. I need that break for myself so I can be a better version of myself for future me. Mm-hmm. So, because imagine I was doing this for like 5 years.
Would it be worth it?
Right?
If you over there?
And I got all of that, but I'm mentally gone. I'm drained. I can't keep a relationship.
Nothing is worth your mental health, I promise.
But it's like you have to be able to tell yourself, okay, I'm taking this break for future me because future me is going to appreciate it. Mm-hmm. And I think if you always look at making future you happy or you doing what's best for future you, you'd always, like, there's no way you do the wrong thing.
You will make better decisions.
You make way better decisions. Because, like, even if you think of, like, every day, just, like, simple things, watching TikTok, playing on your phone, playing on your computer, it's like, me 3 months from now, it's going to be pissed because I could have got all this work done. Even me next week, it's going to be like, bro, you had all last week, and you just had to play Call of Duty all day.
Sometimes you need a break, honestly.
But sometimes, like I said,
truly believe
so like on Saturdays and Sundays, I like to just do me.
Do not.
I still like so like in the mornings and stuff, I try to just chill out, and then like in the afternoon, evening-ish, I do a little work.
You should do it all in the mornings to be done.
Nah.
You talking about no?
I like to wake up and just like you ever woken up and just decide to do nothing but breathe.
I did that.
Yo, like, you don't want nothing to do but breathe. Like, that's all the responsibility you need in the world right now. I just need to breathe. And I feel like when you take those moments to yourself, you're doing yourself such a huge favor you don't know yet. Cause like, even in the mornings when I do the little meditation, bro, I do a 5-minute meditation. That changes my whole day. Like, I can tell the difference between before I was meditating in the morning and now that I do meditate in the morning. And it's like, wow, my mind is so much clearer. I feel so much more focused, so much more unidimensional. But I think that's also like a problem like a lot of people have is we get so unidimensional on one thing that we want. Let's say like in terms of like finance, you make more money. I want to make more money. You don't see nothing else. You don't see the friendship opportunities. You don't see the relationship opportunities. Like all you see is this one thing. Even some business opportunities you don't see because you feel like it doesn't flow like directly into the same line as get more money in this regard. So I think you have to have like you know how Iman was saying like you have to have people that balance you out. And like okay now I'm by myself. It's just me.
Shout out, he's single, y'all.
Bro, stop saying that. You
don't want to do that to me. I gotta return the favor.
No, the point is, I have to be like my own anchor. So I have to be like, it's almost like, this might sound bad, but shouldn't you have like voices in your head?
Voices in my head.
It was the shout out to Salah. That was funny. No, but you have to like, I need to do more work. And part of you was like, nah, bro, go to sleep. Get some rest, and we just finish it tomorrow.
It will be so worth it, I promise.
But when you like, nah, I'm gonna crank out this extra 3 hours. Who needs sleep? And you wake up tomorrow, your day's not going well. So now your day's not going well. You tired. Your mood. You hungry. You see like all these things. We could just went to sleep. Like,
I hate that.
Even though your day isn't probably going well, still at least you well rested to like to confront the world.
You're right.
For the rest of the day.
You can fight anything once you awake.
Fam, you can't fight nothing in sleep.
Or hungry.
Or hungry. Sleep and hungry, you're done.
Waiting to eat late at night.
Nah, I don't, fam. No, but I don't know. I find it like that responsibility for your own future to be like one of the coolest things ever. Because like you realize it's up to me. And I think that's what's really cool about like when you realize they have this really interesting quote. Like, I think they say a man's life, but let's say a people have 2 lives, and the second one start when they realize they only have one. And it's really interesting because everything that you want or everything that you could be is literally up to you.
Right.
Like, you're your own best friend and worst enemy. And like when you're able to control your mind to like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna accomplish this year, this month. Cause like, you can't. Sometimes, like most people fail that New Year's resolution because they oh, I want a car.
Oh, a car.
And no, I'm saying, like, as an example, they say I want a car, but that's literally it. I want a car. But like 6-month plan, how am I get this car?
Right.
3-month plan, how am I get this car?
That's responsibility.
Weekly plan, how am I get this car? Daily plan, how I'm gonna get this car. And all you do, let's say if that was your only goal, all you do every day is get one step closer to getting this car. But like people don't know how to break it down. They're like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like in terms of like this motorcycle, bro, I broke this thing down, fam. I know I was getting money this month. I know I was gonna have to work this to get this license, get this gear, get this. So like I had to break it all down. And every day when I was tired, I'm like, this motorcycle, fam.
Do I have to really do this?
Do I have to do this? Yes, because future you next week is gonna be mad that he got more work because you last week
wanted to be lazy.
Wanted to be lazy and watch a movie and go to your little girlfriend house. You know, but like you have to. I think responsibility goes into like self-discipline also.
And priorities.
And your priorities have to be in check. You know, like about you, like you always call me like, hey, your priorities are way off.
They are.
No, don't say they are.
They are.
They were.
They are.
Oh, tough.
They are.
Why?
Yeah.
I think I'm doing good though. I know my weakness.
If you feel like you're doing a little better, then you're doing better. Maybe I'm not seeing something.
You definitely not seeing something because you ain't up with me in the morning. You be asleep, cozy in your little bed.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Of course, but you know that's real haram. You feel me? So I'm gonna keep it halal on this podcast.
Get your life in order.
Mashallah, you feel me?
Not mashallah.
Mashallah.
No, mashallah.
I have no idea.
May God be with you.
Oh yeah, mashallah. You feel me?
I just asking him, mashallah.
I'm gonna put mashallah in my bio.
It's when you be at peace with God or something like that.
Salam alaikum. Mashallah. Oh, yeah.
What's his accent?
But you the accent? Mashallah. Allah.
That's so dumb.
But you know what's so crazy? I've been thinking about converting to Islam for a minute now.
Really?
Bro, I'm telling you.
That's not going to be a Hebrew Islam?
I'm a Islamite. Ready?
Islam by choice? Hebrew pepper?
Ready? I'm telling you. They look like they just got it going on. Like, they just... Ah, man, Muslims really just got it going on. That's tough. But we wasn't Muslim, really.
That's so stupid.
We wasn't born Muslim.
Being a Hebrew is lit. People just don't make it look nice.
It's true. That's true. I think being a Hebrew is so lit. It's just Hebrews just give Hebrewism a bad reputation, which is crazy.
No, for real. Like
when some people like they Hebrews, I just be like, I can't be in the same boat with you, buddy. Like you talking about you a Hebrew. I ain't no Hebrew no more. I'll be back when you gone.
Right.
That's out of pocket.
Okay, so back to responsibility. What do you feel like is a problem with people taking on responsibility nowadays?
I think it's a lot. I think okay, from one regard you have religion, and from another regard you have society, and then you also have to double that with the personal side of it. People say being great is hard because it is. Because if it was easy, everybody'd be great.
Right.
Real simple. If it was easy, everybody'd be great. And I think in terms of society, I think this society these days, it's making people weak. Like, they tell men, oh, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be weak. Who needs to work out?
I mean, you human. You could cry.
No.
Like what we talked about before.
There's a difference between...
You mean breaking down and crying?
There's a difference between crying because of a sad situation and just being an emotional guy. Fam, men aren't supposed to just be emotional. Oh, my day is so bad. Let me go cry on my pillow. Nah, fam. Eat some onions. Boost your testosterone. Take a cold shower and get back to work. All that body boy, you feel me? So I think in terms of that, like society's like making people weak, and it's like it's just taken away from like responsibility. You have a responsibility for your own future. You have a responsibility for your bloodline. And like, there's something like Shamir and like Dole Elron was saying. He was like, I don't just have a responsibility for myself. I have a bloodline of people. My great, they all survived, so I could be here today. Imagine me doing TikToks every day at 20 years old, talking about, oh yeah, this is my contribution to the world. This is your contribution to the world, making videos, 5-second videos. You 30, fam. Get a job. Go to work.
To be honest, I kind of get like, and people in the comedian sense, I get it.
Okay.
Because comedians be funny. They make my day.
No. Let's make it a difference.
You gotta talk about.
I'm talking about people that aren't making any money. All they do all day is scroll through TikToks and make TikToks. Even at 18, at 17, when it first popped off in high school, I'm looking at that like, that gotta be the dumbest thing I've ever seen somebody do. And the more you see it, the more you realize how dumb these people are. Also, so you have people on there like doing creative stuff. It's like, I'm not talking about them, but and also in regards to like the percentage of people that's doing that, if 15% of people are doing something creative, how many people are just wasting time? But I think that somebody said like the average person spends like 6 hours on TikTok. That don't include Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Netflix, just TikTok alone.
That's wild.
There's people who talk about they wake up early to spend 2 hours scrolling through TikTok. But you see, like, that goes into responsibility. That goes into accountability.
Discipline.
That goes into discipline. And it makes, first thing, your attention span is of a goldfish, fam. All you see is instant gratification. You get this dopamine rush, and I don't know,
it messes with your brain.
It messes with your brain, but it also messes with the kind of person you are.
Like personality.
You get into lazy habits. You get into just one more. 3 hours pass. Just one more. 2 hours pass. Just one more. That's
like 2-3 hours you cannot even take back.
Exactly.
That's the
and I'm not saying that I've never done it. I'm not saying that I'm above that. I'm not saying none of that. Because I've been a victim of that.
A victim?
No, you are a victim.
A victim.
You are a victim of that, fam. I've been ready. I know I have work. My work phone is right here. I'm doing like this, looking at the work I have to do, scrolling through YouTube, scrolling through Instagram.
YouTube is so much more fun
also,
now.
YouTube is dangerous because they put YouTube Shorts, which is the same thing as TikTok.
But it's so much better. I ain't gonna lie, because YouTube Shorts got cooking videos, and I like.
That's the thing, though, Brady. Whatever it is, cooking videos. If you're not educating yourself, you're wasting time. That's all I'm gonna say. And you can't tell me all your YouTube Shorts is educational videws. You can't.
I mean, I like baking videos and fashion, but more baking because I like baking. So.
No, but what I'm saying is like when you know you have emails to send, or you know you have like a responsibility to do some things, and you scrolling through TikTok, I'm learning how to cook. Shut up. Stop lying to me.
Sure, that's my free time though. Like I be chilling.
But I don't know, man. I think even using free time stupidly is stupid. Like,
not really. I look for inspiration for dinner shows and desserts.
Not dinner.
I promise. Like I made that swirl cake.
This is what
with
you
it Noel. What is it?
Bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
Noel Bouche or something like that.
What, bro?
Yeah, it's a French. Yes.
I knew that was
a French dessert.
No.
It's like a chocolate cake, a flat chocolate cake with some cream up in it, and then you roll it up.
Right.
Show that was all from YouTube. I looked at it and did it. You saw, because I'm a beast like that. But yeah, like I get like because I'm a creative person. I like to look at ideas and transform it. That's just how my brain works. And like
I get what you're saying.
That's just me personally. I like to be inspired. But I mean, other people they be doing their thing. I'm like, oh y'all wow.
Yeah, no, y'all reckless.
Y'all reckless.
No, but
yeah.
But I think in terms of, because I spoke about society, now this is like the part that might get me in some trouble, but in regards to religion, I think mainly if you look at the history of Christianity, it literally takes away people's responsibility to do better or their responsibility for their own future. Because if you're a crackhead, Monday through Saturday,
That's not never gonna get over this.
all you gotta do is go to church on Sunday. And like, what's so crazy is they say if you gay, if you bisexual, if you're a rapist, no matter what, like you can be a serial killer, Brady. You can legally, fam, be a serial killer, go to prison, and find Jesus.
That is crazy.
And all your sins is taken away,
Washed
Brady. Washed away. So you have no responsibility to be a better person. You have no responsibility to become better than a person you were yesterday. You have no responsibility to be accountable and to face the consequences of the things that come from your actions. Because you know why? Sunday rolls around. You go in the little confession booth, ha 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 ha, you and Jesus laugh and talk, and he take your sins away. That's crazy to me, fam.
That's what
That can't be the best thing for you. Because you see like the biggest progress you can ever make as a person and in life is when you take responsibility for yourself and for your surroundings and you pursue the highest pursuit of something meaningful that you can.
to make an impact on like whatever mistake or whatever you did.
But you
That's
know,
true.
Hold on, bro. Let me show you this quote I read today. Broke my heart. It didn't break my heart.
Broke your heart.
Nah, it
Oh
didn't
my
break my heart.
goodness.
I don't have a
break,
heart.
Don't.
Batman. Anyway.
What is
But it's
no
this
Iron
guy.
Man?
What?
Iron Man, no heart.
Oh, ooh, bro, you don't say that. Iron Man got a heart. Tony Stark.
Barely.
I love you 2000, you know?
Barely.
Not
But
barely.
anyways, guys.
Hold on, bro. Let me tell you this quote.
Okay, tell
So
me
it
the
was
quote.
Friedrich Nietzsche, right? Friedrich Nietzsche.
Talking to the mic, son.
All right. And he has this quote. And this is something I think I'm going to get this like on my wall.
Okay.
He was like, it is absolutely impossible for a hold on.
For a suspect is
I'm
crazy.
reading the wrong thing.
Suspect is crazy.
Oh my God, that's funny, buddy. I was actually reading the right thing.
Yeah, it's just a different picture.
I was, buddy. No, but it's
Read
something
the
about.
thing.
Hold on, fam. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find the thing, buddy. Why are you so aggressive, fam?
But also another example for like, I know that you had given an example about Christianity, but it's also the same in Judaism. Like on Yom Kippur, you say sorry and everything, and everybody think they sins is like washed away. Like what? You little sinner, please. And then they go back on like the other days. Then they go back to sinning just like they did before. Like what was the point of saying sorry if you can't get your act right? You're like come on now, don't be a fool. What is it? How can you say it? 364 days. Then on one door, then you decide to say sorry.
I found it, buddy.
You found it?
I found it.
What is the quote?
Here we go. I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and the impossible.
That's powerful.
I read that and I was like,
Save it, Raj.
hold on. I'm gonna read it again.
Okay.
For the people who didn't hear
For
me.
the people in the back.
I'm gonna read it with my
For the
nice
people that
accent.
on the low. Put it on high.
Let me clear my
y'all.
voice, buddy. Let me clear my voice.
Okay, come in the mic.
I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and the impossible. So, like, what more do you want out of life than to pursue something impossible? Something people go, that's crazy.
I mean,
that's
that's
impossible.
what they said about the guy that did that invented the airplane.
That's the thing, though.
They thought
You
he
see
was
some of
a
the
fool.
greatest people. Yo, Elon Musk.
They were the fools.
Like, all your inventors. Now, take personal, all that stuff out of it. Take the person who invented the light bulb. Take the person who invented the computer. All these people. Things
That were insane.
Things that were insane and possible to do are now possible because somebody
Had a
spent their life's mission, their life goal was just to pursue something that was impossible. What people said was impossible. Things that people said
that's
was
so cool.
tough.
Like that reminds like the whole topic of responsibility. It just takes me back to one of Avogadro's one of his classes, history and destiny. This was it, destiny history or what?
History and destiny, fam.
History and Destiny, right? And so it was this quote that just stayed in my mind, like the whole, after watching the whole class, it was like, Your history is determined by your destiny. Your destiny is determined by your history. And that means, like, your actions... No, I think this is how you say it. Your actions of your past is defined by your present. That's basically what it means. It's like, it's basically what you were saying. Everything that I do today is for the future me. Mm-hmm. And I can't blame the world because of how things had turned out. Because if I would have did A, B, and C, then it wouldn't have went that way. Mm-hmm. If I wasn't associating with B, D, and C.
She's gonna make
B, D, A, D, D, D. Okay? If I wasn't associating with some crackheads or whatever, right? I wouldn't be in jail. Like, that's how...
Facts.
That's how life is, because I feel like nothing is really like... Well, I'm not gonna say nothing, but a lot of things in life isn't just like, boom, why this happened to me? Like, a lot of things in life is really not like that. A lot of people put themselves in situations and then they don't take responsibility for it. And because of the way society is set up, they kind of take up for you in a way. I feel like that.
I have a question.
Okay.
How do you think that as a society, as like, let's say like the kingdom, or just in general, mm-hmm. how can we prepare young people, let's say 15, 16, for that pursuit of you are responsible for your own future? I
was just talking to Veggie about this. When they 3 and 4 year olds, like with my kids, mm-hmm. this is how you they are my kids.
Not my kids,
But anyways, I told them, when you do something, everything you do has consequences, whether it's good or bad. Mm-hmm. When it's good stuff, obviously blessings come your way when you do good. That's mm-hmm. just like, that's life. Nickel down, no matter what age you are. When you do bad stuff happen. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year, but it will happen.
Oh, maybe today.
And that's just
maybe it is
I'm
today.
just saying, like, that's how life happen. That's how life works. And if you teach that to kids at a young age, they would get it. Like how we got it. When you don't do something right and you know it's not right and you still do it, you really think that you're going to get a beautiful outcome? Like, come on mm-hmm. now. You teach at a young age, it would be instilled in their minds. If I do this is going to happen. Like, it would, like, the scenes of the consequences would really, like, play out in their minds. It's like growing up, and I know this might sound a little interesting, but you know, as a black child or whatever, when you have a black parent, like, you know, you do something wrong, you know your butt gonna be beat. You know you getting beat. Like, you already know, and you're mad. You know my mama gonna beat me. Like,
bro, my email's gonna kill
scared.
Me.
Like, yeah, like, so you scared. You already know the consequences in your man. But the thing was, that was instilled in you, like, as a child. You know.
My email's
and so like, and like, it's like you have to take responsibility. Do you want to get beat or do you want to save yourself? Okay, mm-hmm. It's like choose your, like, you have options. Everybody have options. So
I think
you.
I think in regards to that, that's something good to instill in children.
Yeah.
But I think like once you get into middle school,
at a certain age,
I think there has to be an emphasis on, you know, something like Abba says all the time when he teaching, mm-hmm. he's like, man, I'm gonna let you know, no one cares if you learn or not.
They don't.
Like, no one cares. Like, I'm gonna still get paid whether you learn what you need to learn or not.
That's what I've been trying to, like, ooh, yeah.
No, but what I'm saying,
it was rough.
Birdie, what I'm saying is, when you tell children, like, when you tell teenagers,
just straight up,
13, 14, 15 to 18, you are, you will become exactly what you put in the work to be.
Right, exactly.
Very simple. Mm-hmm. And, like, You get them to, like, even like those class assignments or whatnot. I wish in middle school they had us write down, what do you want to be, or not even that, who do you want to be? Mm-hmm. Because like, what can come about from who, and basically if you're a responsible, accountable, smart, hardworking person, disciplined person,
you could do anything.
There's nothing you can't be.
You could do anything, be anything you want to be.
It's who do you want to be? Do you want to be that responsible person? Mm-hmm. And when you tell people that there's nothing you can't do, and like, this is something, I think it's something that Taki used to tell me. Dude, this guy used to think he could do anything, but he did anything. And I'm always like mesmerized by this guy. Like, he one of them people that, when he says, I can do it, I don't care if he's talking about jumping off a roof and flying away. I believe him. I'm like, if anybody can do it, it's this guy. But he had that kind of confidence just instilled to him. Their whole family do. I don't know how. I don't know how a whole family is so confident. It's crazy. But what I like about Natakya is this guy, when he tells himself, I can do this, he does it.
That's control over the mind.
That's control over the mind.
Shows.
But when you have kids and you tell them you are responsible for your future, and if you say I want to be a doctor, I want to be this, I want to be that, I don't care what it is. If you want to be a superstar,
you better practice.
Regardless, when you tell somebody, buddy, what there's nobody else in the world, right? It's just you. Whatever you want to become, all you have to do is do the same thing every day to get better at it.
Yep, nickel down.
There's no, all the oppositions in the world won't even face you.
Let me tell y'all something. A lot of these singers that y'all look up to, they did not go to school to be a singer. I promise y'all. What they did was practice every day, though. They was practicing every day.
Bro, you do the same thing every day.
Let me tell y'all, don't be trying to get all into that college stuff. I promise y'all, I ain't worth it. But anyways, some stuff you need it, of course. But I'm just saying, on certain things, y'all, all you have to do is just practice and work hard.
Apply yourself, man.
Apply yourself, yep. Treat it like it's something that you
know
really
the girl
want.
from yesterday that I brought here to the restaurant? Bro, we was talking and everything. And like she grew up in like the instant part of France or whatnot. But people in her position, Brady, they've been to some of the most prestigious schools. They interned at some of like the Department of Finance, the minister of this, the ministry of that. Like they big money. She told me all she did was just apply herself. Coming from like this middle
Wow.
she grew, bro, Brady, if she was in Israel, she'd be up in the south side of Tel Aviv. Easy. She grew up with your Ethiopian, your Sudanese, your Ghanaians, your Nigerians that they all put in the south side of Tel Aviv. She basically in France, she grew up like around that area. Where
So
people
around-
like she grew up around
Kinda.
Africans and Muslims.
Oh, okay.
So, like, basically what she was saying was, all she did was just apply herself. She just interned and worked for less money. But look at her now, the head of her department in Kenya, fam.
What did she do?
She's the head of they help French businesses when they want to invest in Kenya. Then like they like the portal between France and Kenya.
Oh, nice.
And they contact people and whatnot. But like the point is, when all you have is yourself, and all you have is like the pressure that you apply to yourself and the things that you want. I want this. And you realize the only person that's stopping me from getting it is me. You go, oh really? There's no, oh, I'm gonna blame the system. Oh, and even if the system is corrupt, even if the system plays against you, bro, so what?
Right.
Life ain't fair.
Right.
Get over it.
Right. Nickel down.
Get over it, fam. Life isn't fair. Somebody ahead of the race than you ain't even start running yet.
Right.
Good luck. Run faster. Get better at running.
Right.
And I think you have to get real acclimated to losing.
Right. Losing teach you the most. It teach you more than winning, if you ask me.
But like you can only win. People say like if you don't lose, you ain't really trying if you ain't losing. If you ain't lose at least once, you're not trying.
If you lose once, you're not really learning, honestly.
Because you have
Somebody
to,
told me you learn the most when you lose.
bro, you do. Because you have to understand what it tastes like, what the dirt tastes like.
Right.
You need
Because you know
fam.
you ain't gonna never want to be there.
You don't want to be there
I know
again.
you told me that one time in one of our podcasts. You know, like sometimes you have to fail in life so you can know where you never want to be. Sometimes you have to have those low moments. Sometimes you have to struggle through life.
And you know,
Just so you
sometimes
can know.
you need to like, because people like fall down and get back up.
You gotta let them fall.
No. Fall, stay there a little bit. Get into it. Roll around. Get dirty, fam. Understand how low this is.
Right.
Get a clear understanding of where you are
And where you never want to be.
and where you don't want to be again.
That's what you...
And that way, if you're at rock bottom, fam, even if you're building one block at a time, you're going up.
Right.
And because people think when you're at rock bottom, this instant bounce back
It's about to happen.
fam. That's when the slow build starts.
Right.
It's when you fat. It's when you've gotten fat. Fam, the weight isn't about to just disappear.
Right. Just because you worked out a few days.
Because you worked out a few days. You go in the mirror, you don't see no difference. You ain't gonna see difference for months.
And plus, everything mentally shows.
And I
It's
don't know, I think you kind of have to appreciate that dirt a little bit. Because you realize...
You didn't fall on the stone.
No, you have to realize that you're in this dirt, rock bottom, because of everything that you've done. And you have to reorient your whole life. Because clearly everything that you was doing got you to here.
Right.
So you have to reorient everything.
And see what got you there.
Exactly. See what got you there.
What can you do to
and to change it. And to not ever get there again. So you gotta lose those bad habits. And like, getting habits is easy. Breaking habits is hard.
Right.
Breaking habits is hard, fam. Because most people, they get habits unconsciously.
Right.
But you have to consciously break a bad habit.
You just gotta know yourself, really.
No. You have to, I don't care who you are. Bad habits are hard to change.
No, I'm saying if you know yourself well enough, you know that this is not good for me. Like you catch on after.
Or when you're conscious of your bad habits. Yeah, you have to. But you said that ties into responsibility. Like you have to be responsible to yourself. And I think that responsibility to yourself, to your future self, like I was saying last time, to your future self, to your past self, to like your bloodline, to your generation. That's something that pursuit of something like that. You're never like on board.
Yeah, because
you always have
something to motivate you as well.
You have something to motivate you. You have something to look forward to, something to build forward to. You know, it's not just, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do the rest of my life. Like, fam, what are you passionate about?
Right.
If you don't have no passions, go out and every day try something new.
Right.
Every day read something new, try something new, say something new, do something new, until you find something that make you go wow.
Right. That makes you excited.
And that wow moment is when you realize this is something I should pursue. And whether you're 30, I don't care if you're 60 and you figure that out at 60, fam. Pursue it at 60. Pursue it at 30. Pursue it at 25.
Just do the best that you can, honestly. And that's just how responsibility in life works. So, you guys, I would like to summarize our podcast.
Episode.
All right, episode, my bad, y'all. Not our whole podcast.
You can get rid of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish with this quote by, I don't know how to read the name.
Hold on, maybe that should be our thing.
Finish with a quote?
Finish with a quote.
I think we should do that, yeah.
We should do that.
Okay.
Right.
So this quote, open quote. When you think everything is someone's fault, you will suffer a lot. When you realize that everything springs only from yourself, you will learn both peace and joy. End quote. And that's the realest thing I've ever heard. I don't know. It's some weird name.
I think people say we got weird names.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let me read it.
Okay, so it's Mr. Llama or Mrs. Llama.
Bro, it's Dalai Lama.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my God, that's like the most...
I don't like to make people name. I don't know. Pronunciation is crazy. But anyways, you guys, we're going to end just like that.
All right, y'all. Y'all can find us on every podcast streaming platform, including YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, you know. I was going through the emails the other day, Brady. Living life. Just scrolling, happy as ever. I was like, why y'all tell y'all? Y'all blew up 400%. I was like, rags. We went from one subscriber to 4. It was lit. So y'all, if you want to be the 5th subscriber, subscribe.
Right, be great.
And if somebody already took the 5th, you know, so on and so forth. But yeah, if you listen to us on Spotify, drop us a review. 5 stars is preferable. If you feel like we're not that funny or we're not that interesting, still put 5 stars because we just nice people.
And on Instagram, give us some topics y'all may want us to talk about.
We're gonna drop a suggestion. When this episode drop tomorrow, we're gonna drop a suggestion box for topics. If y'all want to listen to any topic, y'all want us to talk about any topics, let us know and we'll cover it.
Period.
Alright. Well, we have a favorite song that we like to listen to. My sister's not gonna sing it. I know y'all sick of that. I'm sick of it too. I gotta listen to it every day. So now we're gonna let this all roll in 1. Wait, hold on. 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Why you have to say go?
No. 3, 2, 1. Run it.
You can do your own thing, but you can't go hard. It's us.
Israel, we go hard. Israel, we go hard.
Israel, we go.